Okay, what is this? So, Rush Hour 4 is actually going through? Maybe? Um, okay, huh? Okay, so for those of you guys who do not know, the Rush Hour trilogy has been and will always be one of my favorites, buddy cop action film trilogies. Uh, I actually kind of grew up with these films. Uh, Ever since I was like a kid. I think I actually watched these when I was like 7, 8 years old. Um, they've always been my favorite trilogies just to watch and uh just to watch them, consecutively and just it's sort of like binging. It's binge all three of them in a row. They've always been my favorite films to do those. Um, and they did pretty well when they came out. I think they made a whole bunch of money. Uh, you know, for those of you guys who don't know, these movies are about Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, who both assign partners and investigate cases. Chris Tucker is, of course, the most loudmouth one. He can be obnoxious sometimes, but he's just speaking his truth, the blunt, honest truth. And Jackie Chan is the badass. He's just the badass, and they both team up. They don't really get along that well, but they do the job. They get the job done. They did three of them. They did Rush Hour, Rush Hour 2, and Rush Hour 3. Duh. And they did pretty well when they came out. The third film came out in 2007. So it's been a good 18 years since they did these movies. And oftentimes we get word of mouth that a fourth one was gonna happen, and whatnot. But we never really got a true confirmation. We never really got much truth. We got sort of an update earlier this year, but even then, that was an update where I was like, yeah, whatever. And that was that New Line Cinema because New Line Cinema does not exist anymore. They were the owners of the films. And then they were a division of Warner Brothers. But after a while, I don't think Warner Brothers was really interested in continuing the brand or continuing the franchise. Because of one director, which was Brett Ratner. Because Brett Ratner had directed the previous three installments, and he kind of got busted during the Me Too era. And because of that, there was no... because of that, I think both Tucker and Chan agreed that he probably wasn't going to come back to direct the fourth one, if a fourth one actually happened. And I guess the recent-ish update that we had gone was back when Karate Kid's Legends came out. And that was Jackie Chan's crying for help, saying, please do it! Me and Chris aren't getting much younger. And like, again, Rush Hour 4 has always been that sort of thing where whenever we got, like, a new announcement, it was like, oh, never mind. We're not doing it. Just forget what we said. So that's why I've kind of taken the recent Rush Hour 4 updates with a little bit of a grain of salt. Because I'm like, I don't know. And recently, within the past couple years, I've been that kind of person who's been like, well, we haven't gotten pleasant updates. It's probably at the point where we're probably never going to get a Rush Hour 4. Until today, we got a new update. This comes from CNBC. This update came in today at 4:36 p.m. Rush Hour 4 revived after Trump urged Paramount Skydance to resurrect franchise. What? So I'm going to read this article. We're going to go through this together. But like, man, Paramount? That's an interesting company that wants to take over this franchise. Because we know Warner Brothers doesn't really have much interest for Rush Hour 4. I don't know. Let's just read this. Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery reached an unusual revenue-sharing deal that allows the long-stalled sequel pushed by President Trump to move forward despite distributor hesitation over Brett Ratner. The earlier Rush Hour trilogy was a major global performer, but the new film enters a tougher box office climate as studios pull back on comedy budgets. The movie comes as Paramount, Comcast, and Netflix submit initial bids for Warner Brothers Discovery Studio and streaming assets, adding competitive pressure across Hollywood. Oh, Hollywood. Okay, so this was like because of that big sell that Warner Brothers was doing. That's right. Okay. That's right. Okay. Let's continue. A push from President Trump has led Paramount Skydance to revive its Rush Hour buddy cop movie series 2 decades after Rush Hour 3. According to multiple reports Tuesday, Paramount has secured funding for the Rush Hour 4 and struck a distribution arrangement with Warner Brothers Discovery, which previously owned the franchise under its New Line banner. Puck's Matthew Bologna first reported. The project had been in limbo for years. Studios were repeatedly approached about a new installment but balked at working with director Ratner, whose career collapsed in 2017 after several actors accused him of sexual misconduct. Ratner has denied the allegations and has never been charged. Under the deal, Paramount will collect a flat distribution fee to release the film in theaters. Variety first reported while Warner Brothers will take an undisclosed share of box office recipients before financiers recoup costs. Paramount Skydance nor Warner Brothers Discovery has responded to a request for comment. The first 3 Rush Hour films were global hits, particularly in China, earning more than $850 million worldwide, according to new sequel faces changed. Yeah, okay. $850 million worldwide, according to box office estimates, and turning Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker into stars. But the new sequel faces a changed theatrical landscape where comedies have struggled at the box office. At 71, Jan has scaled back U.S. studio work, while Tucker hasn't headlined a major film since 2007. Both Chan and Tucker are expected to be in the new film, which honestly, it just won't be the same without him. They kind of have to be Rush Hour 4, at least in my opinion. Paramount has secured funding for Rush Hour 4 and struck a distribution arrangement with. Trump's intervention in Hollywood has drawn criticism. He has informally tapped allies including Sylvester Stallone, Jon Voight, and Mel Gibson in cultural emissaries, and has repeatedly said, yep, he wants to restore... Oh, God. Okay, I'm sorry. He has said he wants to restore what he calls classical and masculinity to studio filmmaking. Whatever. The White House did not respond to a request for comment. For Paramount, the Rush Hour revival comes as the newly combined studio aims to nearly double its output, targeting 15 films in 2026 and up to 18 films by 2028. The timing also overlaps with a major industry shakeup. Paramount Skydance, Comcast, and Netflix have all submitted first-round bids to acquire Warner Brothers. The portfolio includes some of the entertainment's most valuable franchises, from DC to Harry Potter. Paramount is bidding for all of Warner Brothers. Its proposal, previously valued at about $23.50 per share, which would bring the entire company, the studio, HBO Max, and the cable networks under one owner. Comcast wants is reported interest in the studio and streaming assets, including Warner Brothers and HBO Max. The deal would fold these pieces into NBC Universal and would let Warner Brothers Discovery spin off CNN and TNT Sports before the deal closes. Netflix is also interested in the film and streaming assets. People familiar with matter previously told CNBC. Warner Brothers Discovery is aiming to have its sale process wrapped by mid to late December, CNBC previously reported. Okay. Okay. I love these movies. I want a Rush Hour 4 to happen. But, man, I'm not too sure. At this point, might as well just cancel the movie. I don't know. There's just so many things about this. I don't know. It's weird. I love these movies. I want a Rush Hour 4 to happen, but, like, I don't want it to happen because of this. Man. That's weird. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what my full opinions are on this. This is just a whole can of, I don't know. But for me, this is just going to be how I'm going to take it until they release a teaser and until they release a trailer. Sorry for the background noise. Sorry for the background noise. People keep ringing bells. Somebody's going to get it soon. Until the teaser gets released and until the trailer gets released, this is just all talk. So, that's kind of where I'm taking this. Until the trailer gets released and until the teaser gets released, this is all talk. This may or may not happen. So, I'm gonna just do this what I have beforehand, and that's take it with a grain of salt. Other than that, what do you think about this supposed Rush Hour 4 happening from Paramount? Do you want a Rush Hour 4 to happen, or do you think the three films are fine as is? Put your comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time.